You can already imagine what I'm gonna say about this Artura, but I'm gonna do it real quick for you. The car looks amazing, it performs amazing, it does everything you would think it should do for a car of this magnitude. And if you don't know what this is, an Artura, I'm gonna throw up the stats real quick for you to check out when I close this door, get you a better shot of how this car looks and everything. Let me take out this key, just in case. Just in case. And if you can hear the fan kind of running, that's because we were driving a McLaren, okay? I'll put it that way. So right now, if you hear it, I am in electric mode. So the Artura it's a hybrid. So I can run this in full electric mode, or I can run it in power mode. Obviously you got track mode, you have comfort mode, you have like an eco mode where it's trying to conserve all of the battery as much as it can in order to allow you to drive it at a certain pace. And this right here, as far as the electric mode, as you can hear right now, but the cool thing about this is like you still kind of have that special feeling that you have inside of a McLaren, but I can change the driving modes, changing the suspension to sport, and I'm changing it to sport mode. So you hear that? Now the car's on. Oh yeah, see, that's fun. That is fun. Now you hear those downshifts? That's an aggressive sound. The way this car just handles these turns in these corners, like the confidence that you can have into these corners, it just feels, it's almost unreal. Like how fast this thing is moving across these corners and at the speed that it's carrying. And then the sound that you hear from the rear. And then just to think that at some point in time in the middle of this, you can drop it down into comfort or full electric mode like this, and the motor's off. And now I'm just coasting in full electric mode. That's crazy. Like the difference, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. It's like two vastly different yin and yang as far as how this car is performing. And so to go back to what I was in before, I was in sport mode, motor comes back on. We're back in manual mode. And the brakes have, it's like a threshold on the brakes that you have to like press yourself through. When you see cars like this, a lot of times they can look intimidating because you know what they can do as far as a performance aspect. Like, you know, it's a McLaren, you know what it's capable of doing, you know the performance pedigree it has, you know what it can do and what it's capable of doing. So sometimes when you approach these cars, that intimidation has you thinking that you can't drive it like a normal car. I'm here to tell you, you can drive this like any normal car that you have every day. Like, it doesn't feel any different. It doesn't, I mean, obviously it feels different because I'm in a very sport-oriented suspension, but one of the pluses of McLaren was that their suspension does extremely well with keeping the occupant comfortable, even though we're dealing with a supercar level of performance. And even when it comes to these seats, like I said, no, there isn't like a massive amount of room that I can just, stretch and move my hand in and all that. I am in a very, I guess you could say, a very compact car. Face, you got a cup holder. You see some carbon fiber right here. You have a little cubby hole right there as well. There is an armrest right here with a little bit of storage, as you can see right down there, a little bit that's in there, but it's still convenient. I mean, yes, dashboard, Alcantara on the roof. This roof right here, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I move you all up a little bit more. This turns from opaque to clear. Oh my goodness. This is too much fun. Too much fun. Man, what can I say? And when you come to a complete stop like this, now I'm in electric mode, it's quiet. Now, what you're probably gonna say is, that sounds like start and stop. Technically, it kind of is a start and stop situation Would I keep it on for my own gain or my own driving? Probably not. I probably would change it to something where it just kind of remains on the entire time. I probably wouldn't keep it at a start and stop like it is doing now, but I can understand the benefit of it, especially if at some point in time you do want to utilize an EV mode. Like if I'm driving into my neighborhood, if I'm going somewhere where I don't want the engine on, I don't want to be loud. But even with the way the car is and how it sounds, it doesn't sound like obtrusive. It's not like it's not a tone or it's not a sound that makes it uncomfortable or that you feel like the car is just too loud and too obnoxious. It's very much a nice drive. Like it's still, you can tell you're in something special. You can feel that you're in something special. And even if you're getting down into like the music and the audio system in here is a Bauer & Wilkins.
So I could get some phones rolling in my ride, chilling all alone. Just hit the east side of the LBC.
Sounds good. I can't complain. The amount of speed that this thing can just pick up and do is crazy. Steering is absolutely one of the best steering experiences I've ever had. I mean, the feedback you get, the way it just approaches corners, the way it settles in, the way it rotates. I mean, I get it. I get it now. I see why like these cars and they talk about them and how they perform, how everything is just a superlative or it sounds like hyperbole, where they're like, man, there's no way it can be that good. Everybody just talks and waxes poetic about how great the car is. But when you get inside of one of these and you actually have an opportunity to drive one, and you will absolutely get the reason why people talk about it like that. 690 horsepower. This car was an amazing drive. And it performs exactly like I said when I was inside the car. It does exactly what you would expect at a very high level, and it's still comfortable and easy to drive. So before I get out of here, just a view of this car and how it looks. Right now it's raised up with the nose because I was going over some speed bumps over in this area. But if you look at this, the overall look, the size, I personally think that the size of this car is perfect. It's not overly big, it's not overly small, it's just the right amount. Think of like a Porsche Turbo S or something like that, but just more exotic looking, more performance related, and just the overall look in the drive has been an experience that I will not forget. And this has been one of the best driving experiences I've had ever. And obviously some people are gonna say, well, of course, it's a McLaren. What else would it, what other drive would it be? But as far as how McLaren approaches this car when it comes to what they want to do, what I've talked to the product specialists of it, they're like, this is their version of like a Porsche Turbo. This is them giving you a car that you can live with every day, but still performs at a high level and still gives you all the things that you look for in a performance car and in a McLaren without losing drivability, without losing even usability, even when it comes to the trunk area where you can put a few items in there as well, and some of the features I showed you inside. It's a great car, great drive. If there was ever a time when I would tell you that these cars are worth what they're spoken about and how people talk about them, I'm gonna tell you that lies are not told, okay? The McLaren Artura delivers exactly what you have read when it comes to the performance, when it comes to the handling, when it comes to the steering response, when it comes to the overall feel of the car. Everything has been exactly like I suspect. And if you get an opportunity to drive one, I suggest you take it.